Hello, my sweet crafty friends. Today I'm going to show you how to use these two items, the Magnolia Designs rub-ons and a stencil, on two different tags. We're going to do two tags for fall. These could be put in a tier tray, on a gift, taken to somebody's house for Thanksgiving. If you go somewhere, put it on top of a pie, whatever. Just something fun. So the first thing I did was take a little wooden tag that I already had, and I sanded it down to make it look worn and vintage and old. Now I'm using some Hublot paint by Folk Art, and we're typing some vintage painting some vintage stripes. Just use some painter's tape, just eyeball it, and painted my stripes on there. Okay, now we're just going to cut out the little piece that we want out of this rub-on, these fall rub-ons from Magnolia Designs. And I'm just going to cut them out, just kind of eyeball where I want it to go. Then I'm going to use my little branching tool to rub these on. Super easy, friends. You can use the side of a credit card, anything that's a little bit stiff to rub those on. You do not have to have one of these brandishing tools. However, the brandishing tools actually really help. Look how easy that was to do. This brandishing tool is probably one of the best I've ever tried. Look at that. So simple, friends. All right, now I'm just going to put a little bit of clear wax right over the top of it just to kind of seal it a little bit and protect it. Pull out the Bodabra, and we'll make a quick little bow. I'm going to use some corn husk as my backer. Give it a little bit of stability. Just tearing those up into fine strips. And then we're just going to add a bunch of different fabrics. Some muslin and some green sagey color to match that little pumpkin on that rub-on. Right here, we're going to have tag number 1 done in a minute. Oh, and I added some raffia in the middle. Finished it off with a little bit of muslin. Right, friends, look at how nice that looks on there. And we're just going to stamp a little piece of coffee stained drop cloth. We're going to stamp the word fall on there just to give this a complete look. And look at how simple and cute that is. This is just one way that you can use the rub-on transfers. Look at that. Okay, let's do number 2. We've already sanded it. We're going to go ahead and paint this one different. Now I went ahead and painted this one a plaid. Now it's kind of a wonky plaid, you guys, because I'm eyeballing it, and frankly, it doesn't bother me if it's not 100% perfect. I'm just taping it in all different directions, painting some different colors that complement each other. You want to make sure that you have it good and dry in between coats. Otherwise, you're going to have a hot mess and smear your paint everywhere. Look at how good that looks already, you guys. All right, my phone died, and so you didn't get to see me put the wax on, but I did use a little bit of this dark wax to kind of highlight some of the areas, define the lines, and kind of cover up any little boo-boos that might have happened. Now we're just going to use a little stencil right on top of some drop cloth, and we're going to glue that right to the front of our tag. Make another quick bow, just like we did the other one, and top it off. We'll add a few little buttons to the bottom. Friends, this is just another way that you can use these items from Magnolia Designs. If you've never tried, now's the time. I will have a sample Try Me kit in my shop. Check it out. Thanks for watching, friends.